saw, some people being devastated, so to speak, part of the outcome of the, what's it called now? The outcome of the results, okay? And in my spirit, I was inspired to, stage this, so that to really help people or to help more people to pass these exams. Okay, and it is obviously free, but despite the fact that it is free, the quality is not compromised. Obviously, I'm going to dish out my very best just to ensure that we all record great success in your next exam. But let me also say this is not a lecture, okay? It is not a lecture. The main lecture is going to start in September, right? And we are in August already. So I want to use about 4 weeks to review self-written reports by candidates. So what that implies is I'm going to come on stage, for us to um, review self-written reports by candidates. It's going to be largely anonymous. What that implies is I'm not going to mention the name of whoever has written it. So what we're supposed to do is to look at that report, we critique it, we also commend it, where necessary. So this will really guide us to understand what ICAN is really looking out for when you're writing, your case study exam. So the whole idea is to really prepare your head because last night, even before last night, I've noted that quite a number of people, they don't prepare for ICAN case study, but because they are misled or misguided. They will say, oh, PC will be released, and quite a number of people will mislead, candidates. They don't read case study, you don't need to prepare, just wait for the PC as a guy that's going to unlock it, blah, 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 and all of that. All right, forgetting the fact that if you don't pass case study, you can be pronounced a chartered accountant, obviously. So you really need to do well and make sure, you demonstrated competency in this regard. So you're all welcome once again. So I have a report here that has been sent to me by one of the candidates or students, writing case study exams. Okay. So sorry, I'm still trying to, ensure people can join from the live streaming. Yeah, I hope you can see that. Okay, yeah, okay, yeah, okay, okay. If you're on this call and you can also join on YouTube, please let me know just to be sure. I sent a link on the chat room already, just to be sure it's activated and people can join. I've also dropped the link on the group. Okay, I still believe you guys can hear me. I'm not being logged out because of the internet. Oh, it's active. Thank you so very much. Thank you for the confirmation. All right, so let's see whether we can salvage something this evening. Just to do something. Then we'll continue from here and next week. I'm also thinking we might come back tomorrow, but let me see my calendar. If I'm free in the evening of tomorrow, we can obviously continue so that we can salvage about 30 minutes that that we couldn't really come up because of the network glitches. Okay, all right. So now, so let me also say that you can also practice report. Everybody on this call, okay. So all you need to do, practice a report, and you can convert it to PDF or you can scan and send it to me. But it is not compulsory that we review it here, right? I can do that with you privately. But again, for people to also learn, if you agree, then I can bring it on online anonymously for us to review. It will also help me to, take a look at your report properly and, make some comments and get some feedbacks from me. And, so here, I am not the one imposing a particular structured report. So you are the one writing, okay? And I'm probably going to highlight areas where I think the examiner is looking out for, or where you have done well, and areas I think you didn't really do well. Even though I won't mention you, won't call you out, okay? But I just want to make it so open so that people can really appreciate and see where they are making it, where they are wrong, when writing ICAN case study report. So this is going to be a blend of my own practical knowledge of report writing, okay, in practice, and of course, what I've seen in ICAN marking scheme, what the examiner is really interested in, okay. So we have this first report here. So if you have those kind of reports, or you can quickly write between today and tomorrow, that would be so great, okay. So that would be so great. All right, so all right, so we have this. This is the very first page. Please, somebody can confirm. Can you see the screen, please? Just to be double sure. Just put that up on the. Oh, great. Thank you. Great. Thank you. So if you have any comments, just put it up on the chat room. Questions. I would have allowed us to speak, but obviously some people may not be able to mute themselves where necessary. Also to ensure that the section are not rowdy. So that's why I may not be able to allow us to speak for now. Okay, right. Yeah, so let's start. So this looks like the cover page of the report. Okay, so this person, I guess, picked up the financial statement of Boa Foods. Yeah, I guess so. The person tried to analyze the financial statement. That's real life financial statement, okay, of Boa Foods, and so he's trying to demonstrate what he or she would have written in that exam if he or she were to face this kind of scenario. Now, let me also say something. You don't need to understand what is in the case or in the financial statement. Mere seeing the report, we can have a fair idea. So we don't need to go through those questions. Is that okay? So this is just to guide you on how to present your report and, of course, the quality of your content of your report. Okay. Now, so this is a cover page, and let me see. It looks like an internal report. Why? Because I can see the name of the company here, Boa Foods Sugar Refinery. Even though this address may not be necessary, okay, because it's internal report, because when you look at the recipient, it is the head of risk control and compliance, who probably is also working in a Boa Foods Sugar Refinery. So that makes it internal report. So this person is not is not writing to an external person. Okay, so it's internal. So if it is internal, this address will not be necessary. So I commend the writer. This is great. Okay, so just take note of my comment, and everybody on this call, you can also learn from that. So since it's internal reporting, you don't need to capture the address. But if it is external reporting, obviously it is important. And as again, because it's internal reports, you don't also require phone number and email address. Okay, so please take notes. But for external reporting, obviously what I've painted in red and in yellow will be highly significant or necessary. Okay. All right, so take note of that, please. So let's move on. So this is quite impressive. This is great. So let me look at the title of the report on financial performance and the evaluation of proposed strategic business opportunity. Absolutely great. Okay. So anything I highlight in green, they are really great. Okay. Yeah. So this is great. Prepared by Risk Control and Compliance Department. Yeah. This is also great. And of course, July 2nd, 2024, I love that. This report is for internal use only. Oh, I didn't really see this. Okay, so from uh the name over there, I already foresee to say this is internal report. Okay, so this is brilliant. Now, so let me say this. This is what is called disclaimer in report writing. So for internal report, it is not compulsory. However, for external reporting, it is compulsory. Okay, so that, I mentioned something earlier. I'm not lecturing, but as I'm talking, I'm already going to lecture because it's part of me. So that's why I said, despite the fact that this section is free, it will not take away the quality. Okay, it won't take away the quality. All right, so some people saying they cannot see anything from my screen. My goodness. Please, if you can see the screen, can you confirm, please? Oh, some people can actually see. So it's the network, obviously. Yeah, that would have been the network. All right, great. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So let me move on. So as I mentioned, please take note, this report is for internal use only. It is okay, right, for internal reporting. But as I mentioned, it is not compulsory. So if you put it up there, it's very fine. In fact, I told you it's going to be a blend of what I do or what I've seen, in practice. So when I write internal report internally, maybe to my MD or to the board of directors, I normally put it there. This report is strictly for internal use only. So this is absolutely great. All right. So this is the executive summary, which is compulsory in your next exams. The ICAN examiner or the chief examiner has emphasized to say that the executive summary will fetch you 20 marks. Okay. But let me say something here. If you have done all of this in the exam, just called 1 mark. All right. So take notes. Okay. So the summary is going to fetch you 3 marks. Sorry for the BP. I'll try to put that off. Okay. But I'm also trying to manage the network. Yeah, so executive summary will fetch you 20 marks, as I mentioned, and you must write it, okay? Yeah, so there are a lot of rules for executive summary, but let's go through this and see areas to commend and, of course, areas of improvement, scope and objectives. This is great. So that's how you're supposed to start your executive summary, okay? Yeah. This report provides results for the evaluation of the company financial statement for 2023 as compared to 2022, evaluating its profitability, liquidity, and also the financial strength of the company. All right, so I have issue with this. Okay, so you have to avoid starting a new sentence with is this continuous whatever tense, right? So you have to avoid this. Okay, please evaluating. So I would have expected that after 2022 you can put a comma. Okay, so you put a comma there, then your he will be it will be lower case. Okay, so that makes a whole lot of sense. So you need to work on um construction of sentences. This is okay. This report provides, because you're talking about the scope, right? Uh, the results. Yes, I love this because normally your executive summary should provide or should give information about the result. Be with me. About the result of your analysis, not the analysis in itself. The analysis in itself is in the main report. So please take notes, okay? The analysis in itself is in the main report, okay? All right. So, so this report provides, that's great. The result for the evaluation of the company's financial statement for 2023 as compared to 2022, evaluating. Although you have mentioned evaluating here or evaluation here, So here you might look for another word by saying by reviewing its profitability, liquidity, and also financial strength of the company. That's great. Okay, so just take note of that. Okay. Now, this report shows how the company has grew in strength and the performance as compared with previous years. Maybe that can fly as well. Okay. Yeah. Then IFRS S1 and S2 was also discussed at length. Now it is set to influence the financial statement which the company is reporting on. The objective of this report is to assist the board of directors to make informed decisions on the financial information provided. So this is absolutely great. Right. So you've captured the scope and the objectives. What you did not capture is the method of the analysis. So under your scope and objective, you're going to capture three information: your scope, your objective, and method of analysis. So after this paragraph, you should have continued by saying the methods of analysis include. So whatever you've done in your appendix, even if you've not done appendix, right? You have to put it up there, right? Because of the for examples, the method of analysis includes maybe you've done ratios, profitability analysis, common size, ratio, what's it called, trend analysis, whatever you've done, right? So you're going to mention all of that, okay? Yeah, I want you guys to see my face, but because of the network, okay. All right, so let's move on because of time. So wait, sorry, are you enjoying this or am I really communicating? Let me find out, please. Are people on the live streaming? I'm not sure. Can't see. Sorry, we cannot see my screen. Just listen. Sorry, you get the recordings, okay? It could be it's just your network. The network is not that strong. Maybe just me. The recording will be the screen might not be showing. Okay. Okay. All right. I think I have some thumbs up, so we can continue. Right. Thank you. Okay. Okay, so let me continue. Assumptions. Yeah. So it's another component of the sum. So this is great. Um, so this is okay, right? This is also okay, right? This is also okay, provided it forms part of your requirements. Okay. Now, assumptions. The financial statement has been audited, which improves the high degree of reliability. So this should be reliability. Okay, I guess that's a typo error. High degree of reliability of financial information. So off should be there. High degree of reliability of financial information being provided. So here, so anyone highlighted in blue needs improvements. Okay. So being should be BEING, right? Okay, being provided, and there are no material information that could significantly affect the viability. I have issue with this viability. I'm not sure whether that's the correct whatever that should be there, and authenticity is actually authentic. Okay, so the issue you might be having is to say um so since it has been audited, this is great, right? So I'm just trying to let you see, what turns off the examiner. Once they cannot really connect with what is there, then it becomes an issue. So whatever marks they're supposed to allocate here, they won't allocate it. So that's why I'm scrutinizing this, right? Okay, so this is great. Since it has been audited, it will increase high degree of reliability that can be placed on the financial information that has been provided, and there are no material information that could significantly affect uh, that will affect the significance. So I have issue with this viability and authenticity anyway. It could be correct, but I'm not sure. It's not really diving in my memory. So what you're saying is you can say there are no material information. This is great. Okay. There are no material information that could significantly affect or distort. Okay, so I would prefer you use the word distort here. Sometimes affect can be positive or negative, right? So use distort that could significantly distort the financial information provided. So that's fine. Okay, so that is okay because we already talked about reliability here. So you may not really talk about, because when you audit an account, right, it's already viable and it's already authentic. Okay. Yeah. So, although somebody can also argue to say you're referring to window dressing or creative accounting, but just to be on the safe side, just say that would significantly distort, right, the financial information provided. So that makes it good, right? Thank you. So the assumption is great, obviously. Yeah. Reservation. Now, for ICAN, reservation is just like your professional skepticism. Now, I worry if you've not taken lectures for case study, okay? So you might need to take lectures. So when you get to the main class, all of this will be very interesting. So, but it doesn't really matter, just listen. It's just normal report writing, okay? Now, financial information provided was audited at the same time. Same reliance can be placed on non-financial information provided and used to form decision. Besides, there was no industry-specific performance average to benchmark. This is great. Okay, so I'm struggling to understand the very first statement. Okay, I understand what you're trying to say, but if I'm the marker, I'll pretend I don't understand. So you need to really work on this. Yeah, so what you're trying to say here is to say you cannot place high degree of reliance on non-financial information, but you didn't tell us the reason. So why can't you place reliance on them if you pick this information from audited accounts? And I know you used annual reports, and for annual reports that have been published, the external auditor would have also vet the other information in the annual report to make sure that they are consistent, with the financial statement. Notwithstanding, there could be non-financial information that were not found in the annual report. For example, budget figure, maybe key performance indicators that you found in some of the exhibits to the case report, to the case scenario. Okay, yeah. But my point is to say, you didn't tell us why you can't place reliance. So one of the reasons is to say maybe maybe those information were not signed, okay, by the directors or by whoever has prepared it. So there is no information to say to say those figures, non-financial information. Anything outside your financial statement are non-financial information. Any figure outside your income statement, your balance sheet, your cash flow, your note to the account, and your statement of changes in equity. Yeah, statement of financial position. Anything outside those five category, and they are financial, right? They are non-financial information. For example, budget, limiting factor, what's it called, product mix, cost, volume, profits, dividend, valuation, and all of that, okay? Right, so those information, if they form part of the exhibit, so you can make reservation around them to say you cannot place reliance on them, and you have to tell the reason. And one major reason is to say it's not acknowledged, it's not signed, no information to say it has been reviewed, so that I can really rely on those information. Right? I guess that's what you're trying to say over there. Okay. So you might need to consider that. So let's now go to the summary of key findings. So parameter 1, yeah, evaluation of financial performance. Remember, we are seeing the executive summary, okay? So let me take a look at this. There was an appreciable increase in the company's financial performance after an assessment. Evaluation is being used. One size was used to analyze the top line, middle line costs, our bottom line, which the result shows an appreciable increase year-on-year by using ratio analysis, performance, evaluation of the company's liquidity. By using ratio analysis, performance, evaluation of the company's liquidity, which shows a great result on how the company could effectively utilize its assets for more positive results and reduce its liability or its obligation. Okay. Yeah. So I have serious concern here. Okay. So we need to look at this critically. Now, number one that I think here is to say the information here is too little. So please take notes. Okay. So imagine you have 20 marks for your executive summary and you wrote this for your requirement one. That's because this is technically summarizing the result of the analysis for your requirement one. And as far as ICAN is concerned, your requirement one is always around evaluation of financial performance. So interestingly, this you have a great title. This is great, right? Yeah, this is great. In fact, if you like, you can also underline that requirement one. Okay, you can actually underline that. Okay, yeah. So now, so let me critique this. There was an appreciable increase in the company's financial performance. So I have issue with this. This is generic. Now, if you if you if you look at company's financial performance, you can break it into 3 or 4 categories. Please take notes. I can even add everything here today, then we'll continue tomorrow. But let me see what I can do. If you're on this call, you need to listen to me, okay? When you want to analyze financial performance of a company, you can categorize it into 4. I think 3 or 4. Let me try to run it. Number 1 is profitability. Listen, number 1 is profitability. You want to assess the profitability of a company under financial performance. Okay. Number 2 is liquidity. Okay. Number 2 is liquidity. You have a lot of components under that. The same with profitability. Right. And number 3 is financial strength, which you can also call financial position. Right. So those are the 3 major categories. Even though you can have subsets, you can also have some what's it called, number 4 around what's it called, the value of the company. That's number 4, value of the company. That's where you now do your EPS, your price earnings ratio, and all of that. So you may not need all of that as far as ICAN case study is concerned. So they only limit company's financial performance around those 3. Now, if I want to add one more, I can look at the prospect of the company, making 5. But 4 is relevant for your exams. So let me run it again. Profitability analysis, liquidity analysis, financial strength analysis, and prospect. You may not bother about value of the company, but if you're writing corporate reporting, which is going to change to strategic business reporting next year, right? Then you need to also bother about value of the company, where you look at investors' ratios, okay? Around your EPS, earnings per share, price earnings ratio, dividend yield, dividend, what's it called, retention, and all of that. Okay, so now, if I want to analyze a company's financial performance, right, and I look at profitability, it is possible that the company is doing well in terms of profitability, but they're not doing well in liquidity, right? Except this statement means that all those 4 indicators, the company is really performing well. So if you have said there was an appreciable increase in the company's financial performance, what you are saying technically is to say profitability, they're doing well, liquidity, they are doing well. In terms of prospect is looking at revenue streams, okay? Revenue streams of the company. You must have seen that in the note to the account. That means all the revenue streams are also doing well. That's what you are saying technically. And of course, the other one, the financial strength, which is financial position, or which is the capital structure. That means they're also doing well. That's what you're saying. Then But again, the question now is this: how am I sure they are doing well in all of these four? So you have to be very sure. And if you say they are doing well in the four, I want to pick you up on the what's it called, financial strength. Are you saying the company is highly geared or they are not highly geared? That means, so these are issues. So that's why you need to be careful. If you want to say there was an appreciable increase in the company financial performance. Now, but let me now assume that all of those four components, the company is doing well. So I now expect that in the next paragraph, you will be specific, okay? To say in terms of profitability, this will happen. In terms of liquidity, this will happen. And in terms of what's it called, prospects and the likes, this is what has happened, okay? So I don't think I've ever seen a company that is really performing in all of those four. Go and check it properly. Even if you've computed your profitability, you still realize that even though generally the company can be fine in terms of profitability, but when you now start looking at those components, for example, your gross profit margin, you realize that the company might decline or increase in gross profit margin, but their net profit margin recorded a bad performance, right? When you check liquidity, you now realize that even though they did well slightly in current ratio, but when it comes to quick ratio, they are suffering, right? So that's why you say a company reporting profits, but they don't have cash. Then you start wondering, what is going on. When you look at receivable days, what you're saying is this: they are doing well in terms of receivable and in terms of payable. So that's why I have issue with this, right? Then it's also possible, don't get me wrong, obviously, but go and check payables. Are you sure they are not owing, So, and for longer days, even though receivable might be lower, given the nature of the industry, especially if they don't sell on credit. I have knowledge about the company actually. All right. So these are issues you need to really, be sure of before you present this. Now, what I'm trying to do here is to say you don't write for writing's sake. You are writing because you also understood what you are writing. And when the examiner sees this, he can smile and say, come on, let me just give you 80 and move on. Right. Okay. So if I'm the examiner, for example, and I understand how financial statement works, I have issue with this. Right. Now, so please take note. So I would prefer that you just, dissect it better instead of just being generic to say the company, there was an appreciable increase in the company's financial performance. So it is really big. So what you're saying is, apart from those four categories that I mentioned, all the other subset, this okay, sorry. I think the network went off. But wait, did you get the gist here? I think I'm not dishing out too much information, even though it looks like I'm lecturing. And I'm trying not to lecture actually. Ah, okay. I have 98 viewers on YouTube. Wow, that is interesting. I don't know whether I can chat from there. I don't know, but that is great. This is great. Absolutely. Yeah. Okay. Let me hear your view. Am I really communicating? Please. I think some people that can't see the screen, obviously, is the network. And I'm also trying not to go too far, because of the network issues. I think probably because of the protest today, the network are down. Okay, so sorry for that. But the recording will be available so you can read. Okay, maybe we should just complete the executive summary today. Then we can come back tomorrow. Let me see if I can consider that. I'll go to the main report. But remember, you can also send in your reports so that we can look at it together. Okay, it's not to castigate you, it's just for you to improve, and you can learn from what we are doing. Okay, somebody say I should go and monetize my YouTube. I think I'm more interested in you passing than monetizing, right? I know the money will come at some point. But let me try to assist you guys first, okay? So if I want to monetize, that's a problem. Even this class we are doing now, I know how much it worth, but I still feel you guys should take it for free. I think that's what I can do to assist, right? Going by the economic condition of this nation. Okay. All right. Thank you, everybody. Okay, so let's continue, right? Okay. All right. So now look at this. Common size was used. So this was expected to have come up in the what's it called? It was supposed to have come up under the scope and objective. You know, I mentioned it here. After your the objective of this report. So you're supposed to bring on your methods of analysis. Okay. So you're not supposed to come up on, you see, you can imagine you are presenting this to the board of a company. Okay. That's how you have to envision it, right? You are a professional. You are not it's not like exams and it's not NECO. Okay. So you need to have that at the back of your mind. You are a professional. So imagine you are presenting this to a board of a company. You don't need to put all of this. Okay, you don't need to tell them what that has to be under your scope and objective. So what they are interested in is to say what are the problems or what are the issues you have identified in your review or in your evaluation, and what can we do to manage it. That's what they're interested in. Areas they have done well as well, you also highlight it, and what can they do to maintain that performance. Okay, so this is not required here. By using ratio, you don't need to start, so avoid starting your sentences with by as much as possible. Okay, okay, I know this is very common, just like the way I spotted using is it present continuous tense here, evaluating, it could be at the middle of your sentence. Okay, so avoid that. Okay, now by using ratio analysis, performance evaluation of the company's liquidity, we showed a great result. All right, so liquidity was mentioned here. It showed great result on how the company could. Okay, so you are lumping too many information here. This is okay actually, right? By showing on how the company could effectively. So what's the relationship between liquidity and utilize its assets? Yeah, so I have issue with that. Yeah, what's the relationship? If you have mentioned profitability, I would have said maybe you're talking about return on capital employed or return on assets. Okay, profitability and efficiency ratio also measures how efficient the company is in asset utilization. Okay, so you're lumping too many information here. Okay, so you need to really improve greatly on how to report the result of your financial performance. Okay, so apart from the title, there's no way you present this in the exam and the examiner will give you a design mark. It's not really possible. Okay, but that is not a problem. We have identified the problem. All you need to do is to work on it. Okay, so that's the whole essence of this review. Recommendation: the management should consider investing in some of its excess cash. Now, did you see the issue now? You did not mention this issue in the requirements because normally your recommendation should be addressing the issue under your requirements here when you're reporting the result of your analysis. So you didn't tell us that the company is having idle cash. So what brings about this recommendation? Did you see? So that's why I need to say. I need to say it. You can cram actually and pass. That's okay. But if you cannot cram, you need to understand how it is written. You cannot just go in there and write what you like. And you think, I'm talking to everybody, not the writer, okay? Everybody, okay? And you think you just pass, it's just a walkover. No. So if I'm marking this, even if this is correct, I may not give you the mark because you've not told me under your results, under the summary of your key findings. You tell me. Management should consider having a sublet where retailers can conveniently, I cannot also link this with your findings, even though they are brilliant recommendations. Okay, and I understand that management should consider having warehouses. This is great. They are brilliant recommendation. But also remember, you are under financial what's it called? Performance analysis, right? So the problem here could have been that maybe they are not generating enough revenue, all right? Why? Because their presence is not all over the country. Then you're not asking them or to have more warehouses. So you should be able to link all of these recommendations to the issues or the findings you've got in there. And if I S2, I can't find it under your results, the result of your findings. It's not there. Okay. So whatever you have captured here, which is part of your scope, obviously you must reflect it here. It's not there. Okay. So I understand that this is a real life financial statement. So you don't really have requirement 2 here, which is okay. But also remember, you technically captured requirement 2 here. Can you see that? You see, even if the examiner has given you some marks, you will come back here and say, but you told me evaluation of proposed strategic business opportunity. Don't get me wrong. I also understand that this is a practice question or practice report, but I'm trying to let you see how the examiner can quickly link your report together and see whether you should pass or not. Did you see? So you didn't talk about requirement 2 here, but you mentioned it in the title of your report. So you could have stopped here and say report on financial performance. That's all. Okay. But obviously, these are is for the exam, so it is okay. Okay. Now, all right. I think we'll stop here. Yes, let's stop here. So tomorrow, I'm going to announce on the group. Let's see, we will do the introduction all the way to, okay, so we'll have some discussion here. Great. Okay, yeah, these are great. Oh, there's no calculation. Wow, what happened? Hey, okay. All right, so there's an appendix. Can you pass ICAN case study with our appendix? You're going to find out tomorrow. So I'm going to tell you, thank you for your time. I hope you enjoy that short presentation. This is really great, actually. Right. Thank you so very much. If you have a question for me, you can put it up on the chat. Let me do that for the next couple of minutes. All right. I hope you enjoy. The people on YouTube, I'll be able to see. Okay, let me see if I can turn on my video. I'm not sure whether I comb my hair. I hope the video will not go France. Yes. You can see me right. The light is not really coming up well. Okay, I need to put up that light next time. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Sorry, I did not come. I didn't know I'll come up on videos. All right. There's no question for me. Oh my goodness. Sorry for the network glitches. The network also dealt with me. But thank God it was stable. I have is it 4? I have router, I have Ethereum, all of them. They're just misbehaving. Okay, no question. What does color means? Sorry, I was using those colors to demonstrate the blues and the black. So the green color are great. The blue needs improvement. The red is something that needs to be really improved on, or to be eliminated, or to be reconstructed. Okay. All right. Thank you. Could I have a breakdown of the stage lecture? I just wanted to use this platform to assist people, on how to write report. Okay. So all you do is you write, just write the way you know how to write that. So can I start to review, and I will show you why you cannot write that way or why you should write that way. So it's not me coming to impose a particular structure. Just write. In fact, if I've written this example, go and write the way you have written. You have written that exam, and I will critique it for you, and I will show you why you had that score. Okay. So that's what we're trying to do, so that to prepare you against November, and you're not going to make that same mistake, in that exam. And if this is your first time, that's not a problem. Just listen. By the time we get into the full lecture in September, I'm going to run the lecture from is it mid-September? Till exam. So we're going to run it. That'll be every Saturday, 8:30 p.m. But this is every Thursday for 1 month. um 8:30 p.m. as well. But obviously, might come back tomorrow, but I will check if my tomorrow evening is free. Okay. Somebody saying, can I have the report? I have to ask the writer if the writer wants to release it, okay? Because it's largely anonymous. Okay. Thank you. Any other question? Please kindly drop the recorded video. Obviously, I'm going to do that, right? Yeah, I will do that. Okay, thank you so very much. I'm going to see you some other time, probably tomorrow or otherwise to be next week. Thank you for people that joined on YouTube. You're highly appreciated. Then you can go back to WhatsApp and let's have some discussion. I've been seeing a lot of comments. It's going to hold, it's going to hold, it's not going to hold. Obviously, it's going to hold. I have to keep to my words. Okay, thank you so very much for your time. Thank you for listening to me. Invite your friends if you know they are writing report. Even if you're chartered and you're writing reports in practice or you want to learn, you can also join. Okay, it's just to rub minds together. At some point, I will also allow you guys to talk your view about it, but I needed to manage, so that we don't experience around this situation. So that's why I didn't want us to talk for now, but obviously you can go on chat to also put up your opinion. Somebody's saying, why not conclusion before recommendation? Okay, we're going to deal with that in the next class, okay? All right, thank you so very much. Have a great evening. Good night. Bye. Take care.